Ancient Greek language has three main ways to say I can, to express the ability to do something. So in English we only have one, right? But in ancient Greek they have these three different ways. I'm going to run through them very briefly. This will be very short, so stay with me. So the first way to say it is dunamai. And this, you might recognise it from terms like dynamism or dynamic, but it basically means I have the strength or the power to do something. So, dunamai perein ton lithon. I had the strength to lift up this, to carry this stone. Then the second way is epistemai, which means I know how to do something. So, epistemai, legein, Hellenisi. I know how to speak Greek. So those two, yeah, they're great. They're quite cool. Quite cool ways to say I can. Quite an interesting distinction there. But it's the third one that's really interesting for our purposes, and that is hoiostemi. And that means I am the sort of person that can do this. What a brilliant way to what a brilliant distinction in the ancient Greek language to have such a specific idea that you're the sort of person to do something. And this is so important for our purposes, guys, because so much of doing something is just thinking that you are the kind of person who can do it. So much of our perception of what we achieve is in our heads. And often we just don't recognise our successes because we haven't got used to thinking that we're the kind of people that can do these things. So I'll take a good example for you guys. Keeping the language vein is the Italian language. So I've been learning Italian for several years, and I've gotten to the point where I'm quite good at it. But still, I was talking to someone today, and I could tell from his accent, from his name, he was obviously Italian. And I just stood there and I was like, I could have a conversation with you in Italian right now. But I didn't. I didn't ask him, are you Italian? And that's a shame. That was a little thing that I missed out on. And for a while, I thought, the reason I haven't I just need to improve my Italian more, then I'll be more confident. And then I'll be able to just converse with people in Italian. But what I've realised now, pretty much today, is that actually no, my Italian level is fine. It's not the best any foreigner has ever spoken Italian by any means. I definitely struggle to understand everything. It's definitely obvious that I'm a foreigner when I speak it. But fundamentally, I can have a conversation. I shouldn't feel that I'm unable to. And this is a perfect opportunity to apply this philosophy of just start thinking, I am the kind of person that speaks Italian. Another example for you guys is getting into a relationship, attracting a girl. Now, for a long while, I was very inspired by the kind of Jordan Peterson idea that if a girl's rejecting you, it's your fault. You're the one who's work on yourself, and then girls will be attracted to you. But now I still agree with that to an extent. But I think what I've realised is actually, I look at myself. I actually think, am I the perfect person? Am I the most perfect person ever? No, I've got a lot to improve on. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be expecting, to attract some women. I think I'm at a level where actually, I should be expecting more than I'm getting, And the reason for that is, I think, I'm just not... I just don't see myself as the kind of guy who attracts women. Maybe it's just bad breakups in the past. Who knows what it is. But I just haven't got used to thinking that, yes, I am attracted to women. Now, again, am I, going to get am I saying every woman is just absolutely on their knees to meet me. Like, maybe not. But, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't have, I shouldn't expect some reaction. Like, I should feel confident that I should get a positive reaction out of a girl, So again, I had to get used to thinking I am the kind of guy who women are attracted to. And honestly, since starting to think this way, I can just see the real potential to how life-changing it is. And if you enjoyed this video so far and you want to learn more about this practice, then I will direct you to this book, Psycho-Cybernetics. It's funny, before I read this book, I thought self-improvement books, they're kind of nice, you learn a few good things here and there, but they're kind of, a lot of it is quite fun, it's quite fun to read, Atomic Habits, it's a nice read, 4-Hour Work Week, it's a nice inspiring read, but this book is a different level, and it's all about this idea of becoming the person you want to be, starting to see yourself as the kind of person who's a success in his business, or the kind of person who is attracted to women, or the kind of person who does just about anything. You just need to start training yourself to think like that. And so the kind of exercise that I've been sort of starting to do, and he recommends this in the book, and I really recommend you guys do this as well, is start visualizing yourself doing the kind of things that you want to do. So if it was Italian, it would be lie down on a sofa, set a timer for 10 minutes, shut your eyes, relax your muscles, and just imagine yourself having a conversation with someone in Italian. Just really imagine how you want to. And similarly with girls, if you want to start seeing yourself as the kind of guy that can talk to girls, start just visualizing yourself having conversations with girls. Start visualizing girls being attracted to you. And it takes a while for your brain to get used to these kind of things. But the crucial thing that he makes in the book, the crucial point that he makes, is that the nervous system can't really tell the difference between you imagining something and and it actually happening. And he told these amazing stories of how people who had just never really picked up a golf ball in their life, a golf club in their life, would learn how to play golf just by intense visualization of playing golf. Because they get someone who knew about the psycho-cybernetics, and they tell them to imagine the golf club, imagine yourself hitting the golf ball, and these guys end up being very good golf players. Another example is basketball. They got 2 teams. One bunch of people actually practice playing basketball, and the other team just imagined playing basketball. And for the same amount of time for both teams. And the team that imagined basketball did exactly as well as the team that actually was playing basketball. So, is this going to change your life? Obviously you still need to do the hard work in what you need to accomplish, but this is just such a fundamental layer to achieving that. And I really think if you haven't read it already, it's well worth your time reading it. Because especially with talking to girls, it's all about just thinking you're the kind of guy. It's all about imagined value. Things like other things. Maybe you need a bit more. You need to know some Italian words. You need to have a rough idea of how sales works. But whatever it is, But I've been really amazed by the applications that it has for dating, because I think that this is just dating in a nutshell. It's just selling yourself as well as possible. So just really try and just avoid that sort of negative thoughts of I'm not the kind of person who would do that. Because you're like I say, your nervous system doesn't really know the difference between imagining it and actually doing it. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.